Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 208 North Bridge Street here in Sheridan. We're located on the left side of the home. We have a 3-inch cleanout cap here. It looks like it's tying into a 4-inch cleanout. We have a couple other cleanouts right here adjacent, a couple feet out from the house. One of them's got a big hole in the top of it. We'll try and figure out what those are. I've tapped on them and you can hear the sound echo up through this cleanout here we're going into, so they appear to be interconnected. Now we're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We're limited on the water we have here. There's no water turned onto the house, so we're going to do a toilet flush in just a minute. Actually, you know what? This might be 3-inch cast iron transitioning to 4-inch pipe here. Is kind of what it looks like. Anyway, we'll turn some water on here in just a moment. So we do have a Y branch coming into here. That's what one of these cleanouts is, apparently. And the tricky part not having running water is deciphering what that branch is coming off of. And it just switched to concrete pipe there. The concrete pipe is also 4-inch in diameter. And if we can run the camera backwards up through that clean out, that Y connection there, we certainly will. Could be a branch that comes out separate and ties in, you know, from maybe a bathroom addition or something like that. Alright, transitions right here over to 3034 PVC pipe. It's still 4-inch in diameter. And there's the main lateral connection at 35 feet. I'm going to do some locates to verify where this is at exactly, and then we're going to run some water down the line here. I don't know how long the house has sat vacant for. Sometimes if you have a house that sits vacant for a year or so, if there's a belly in the line, there's enough time there sometimes to let the water evaporate out of the line, and so you might not see it. So we're going to make sure we get some water down the line here, and we're also going to do a toilet flush here in just a minute. That's about all the water we have here. I've got a water jug, and we'll have a toilet flush. I just put about 3/4 of a gallon of water down the line there. And there's the water coming trickling past. I'm going to leave the monitor running here while I do the toilet flush. Well, there's the toilet flush shooting past the camera there. We're going to let the line totally drain out while I go locate the camera head here. Alright, I found the camera head at the line terminates at the main on Yamhill. The tricky part here with not having consistent water flow is it's one of the ways that I when you have concrete pipe like this line has in it, you can get separations in the joint that will let water escape sometimes, and without that consistent water flow, I at least cannot guarantee that we're, you know, not missing something escaping the line. We got our lens kind of gunked up here. We're going to reel out real quick and clean the camera off. And some of that junk coming in from the top there, we're directly underneath the clean out here currently with the hole in the top of it, so all that stuff coming down through the top of the pipe there is just grass and junk that's coming through that hole there in the pipe. This section of pipe here is looking a little suspect. You can see that big lump in the flow line. I think we have a section of Orangeburg pipe here, and there's another lump right in the sidewall here my camera's going past. I think we do have a section of Orangeburg pipe in the ground, which I will recommend be replaced. The stuff is terrible. If this line were any deeper, it would probably be smashed completely flat. It's a tar paper sewer line product. It was developed during wartime, and it is not good. And it looks like we do have a root intrusion coming through this joint right here. That kind of ball of stuff sticking out from that joint. So a joint like this with that amount of separation in it, I'm trying to look down into the joint here as best I can. That is wide open enough. When I first put that bit of water down the line, I put it all down at once. Generally, you're going to get a much larger amount of flow going past the camera. I think water is escaping out through this joint here. There's almost an inch of separation in it, and trying to look down into it, it looks like I'm just seeing a kind of almost like a black hole down there where it appears to be opened up to the ground. Now, for that reason, I am going to recommend a replacement, a partial replacement of the line here. And it looks like we've got some minor roots that have come through this joint. These are not terribly large ones, but the concrete section here is rather compromised with separated joints and roots. We also have Orangeburg in the line. So we're going to push the camera out here. And that joint there, it's hard to say. We got some standing water in the flow line at that joint, but that doesn't mean it's not open to the ground. The ground around it can just get saturated with water, and the water will stand on top of it. I'm going to mark the line from here at 25 feet. We're going to map this out from this point all the way back to where the Orangeburg pipe starts. I recommend replacing that section of the pipe. Alright, we are out in the roadway here at this point. Probably about 7-8 feet out into the road. We're at 5 feet 3 inches deep here. Because it's in the roadway, I would check with the city a lot, especially in smaller towns like this. It's frequent that the city will take responsibility for the line, usually at the curb or the sidewalk, if they do at all. It's possible the homeowner is responsible all the way till the main. I would look into that. This line has had a partial replacement done to it for some reason or another. The last 10-15 feet are updated. I don't know if that was the city updating part of it or not, but I would definitely contact them and find out. Okay, we are now on the house side of the curb at 3 feet 8 inches deep there. I would look into, for the repair option, I would look into doing a pipe liner, although this spot here, I kind of take that back. With the Orangeburg pipe in the line, like this spot in particular, we've lost, almost 2 inches of diameter here. It's very, very closed off. So I rescind that. You could line a portion of it, especially the portion in the street, if you find out that's a city responsibility. And it looks like the Orangeburg pipe starts right here at 3 feet. So from this point here at 3 feet out to 26 feet, I recommend a full replacement of the line. We've got a section of Orangeburg that's severely deformed. We've got multiple root intrusions and at least 2 pipe joints there that look like they're wide open to the ground. And based on the water flow I was seeing there, that first bit of water I put down the line right off the bat, again, that was nearly a gallon of water I poured down the line all at once. And all we had come past the camera was a very light trickle, like you had a sink just barely running inside. So it's losing water out of those pipe joints. Alright, we're going to go ahead and reel the camera back here. Again, this looks like it's just going to need a new clean-out cap. That appears to be the source of all the junk coming into the top of the pipe there. The line here is not even a foot deep, so it's not like it would be a difficult thing to just replace whatever's there. It'd be very easy to do. Now we're going to try and run this thing backwards here. This first clean-out is what looks like the connection to the Y branch. I apologize, we're actually going right back into the same one. It apparently is the other clean out that's out here. Yeah, we've got a significant amount of standing water inside the home, under the floor. And this is what it looks like without running water consistently at all. Now, it looks like the interior portion here has had some updating done to it. And that is going to be the end of the line there that we can at least scope to. And we'll pull back here and we've got standing water to 10 feet going back inside the house. Starting right at that. We'll try and measure this on the way out, but it looks like it starts pretty much right at the foundation wall. And this stuff I'm not going to be able to locate or mark. Obviously it's under the house, so just show this to their plumbing repair contractor. It should be pretty easy to figure out. And the belly starts here at 6 feet and extends to 10 feet. It's got right around 3/4 to an inch of standing water in it, depending on the part of the belly you're in. Alright, as an overview here, I recommend correcting the belly, going back inside the house from 6 feet to 10 feet. That Y branch we just scoped there appears to be in good condition. We don't have any water flowing down it, but the pipe itself is looking good. And then from 4 feet to 26 feet, right outside from the house here, all the way out to the end of the roadway, I recommend replacing the pipe due to the Orangeburg pipe, the separated joints, and the root intrusions there. Make sure you get a rescope done after all the repair work is done to make sure everything looks good. Aside from those issues I've mentioned there, the rest of the line was in good shape and doing its job, it looks like.